Hi everyone, Vicky Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. So here it is, the first eclipse of the year 2015. It's a full moon eclipse, and it's happening in 29 Pisces, and it's on March 20th, 5:36 a.m. Eastern Time. Within hours, when is that happening? We're going to have, it's leading right into the equinox, the same day. That's going to occur at 6:45 p.m. on the 20th. So the sun is going to move into Aries, and it's a spring equinox or equinox in the northern hemisphere. But Aries is always about new beginnings. And 29 Pisces is finishing up. Well, all 29s. The 29 is that critical degree, as we know. And we've had a series in last year, the end of last year and this year. We've been having quite a few of these 29-degree new and full moons. So it is all about releasing. It is all about finishing up. 29 degrees is a critical degree. It's a karmic degree. The reason that 29 Pisces is even more prevalent or powerful, whatever you want to say, than the other ones is because as 29 is the last degree of the zodiac in the the Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. Okay, so 29 Pisces is the last degree of the last sign of the entire zodiac. So talk about endings, you know. And it's also the last Pluto-Uranus square. So, and this has been prevalent. I'm recording this a little ahead of time, and this is all coming in. The exact Pluto-Uranus square is on the 16th, so 4 days before, but it's totally still an orb. Still 1529, 1521. I mean, it's an orb. And it's happening now as I'm recording this. It's kind of hard to project your energy forward. I'm recording this on, the 12th. And we just had the Mars square Pluto and the Mars conjunct Uranus yesterday. And this is all brewing. It's a brew. But anyways, about that, let's look at that Pluto square Uranus. Somebody was very kind enough to post it, Tammy here. I'm going to blow this up for you guys in the comments on the last video. Here's all the dates. So here is all the dates, if you can see it. We've got June 6th to July 9th, 2012 was when it started. And then there's all these, let me read more. Yeah, there's all these dates here. And she was kind enough to post that information for us. So, you know, check out these dates, look it over. If you want to see it, it's in the comments in the last, the full moon, March 5th video. But what was going on in June 6th to July, June and July of 2012? And then you can look at these points. September, what happened then? How was it activated or agitated, or what came up? What was going on here is probably I would say the most important on the first pass. What was going on in your life? What were you going to have to release at that time? Or what did you start or change or release? And then we go to the September, you know, these different dates. Look at these dates. That's why journal keeping is so valuable. And journal keeping with astrological data, you know, which is part of the app I want to do, with also running charts and everything. But whatever. Then you can look back and see what was going on in your life. And it's very valuable, and then you can possibly know what to expect. But I think, you know, we're in the thick of it now. You know, we are totally in the thick of it. And what I've been encountering, which is very interesting, is you know, people who want to be confrontational with me, and people who are acting very juvenile, which is the Aries portion, the negative Aries portion of the Pluto-Uranus square, who more than one person in these last few weeks who have resorted to name calling with me. So talk about childish behavior. And that we could look at this in the world at large too. You know, logic be damned. If I can't win this argument, I'll resort to calling you names, you know. And that's a lot what happens even like with, you know, political things. Not anyone in particular, you know, but worldwide, local. But, you know, logic be damned. I'm going to, you know, the world is flat, and I'm going to this is controversial, but I'm just going to say it right out. This just came to my mind. Climate change is not an opinion, or I believe in it or disbelieve in it, like you believe or disbelieve in God. There's tons, there's science. I know facts are facts, and that, people say that, and it's, we want to live in a more creative universe, but there are certain things that we can't just turn away from, and it's not a matter of believing if you believe it or not. It is, it's a fact. I know I don't want to say fact. It's not coming out right, but the point is, if you can't win an argument, you're going to resort to Aries, baby games, have a fit, have a tantrum, name calling, these kind of things. And what I've been encountering here, the other part of it, but it's in Uranus, what I've been encountering with these couple of individuals who have been really, with all this Pluto-Uranus stuff, they've been kind of even vicious. At least one of them has been. I'm not going to go there. Even though I have to let go of the need to be right, and I think that's something that everybody has to do. We have to let go of the need to be right. So I don't have to be right about climate change. I didn't mean to come up. I'm kind of, my dander's up anyway from dealing with these people. I'm trying to shake it off. But there's that comic, I forget his name, from Hello Ladies. I saw him on some show, might have been Bill Maher. But he was saying, well, with just climate change, and I'll drop this, but he was saying, well, just on the off chance that it might be true, even if you don't believe all the scientists and everything like that, that it could, our planet could be in serious peril as well as the human race, on the off chance that it might be right, can't we take, measures to prevent it, but it's like logic be damned. I'm right. I'm going to be right, and I'm not going to back down. And I don't care what you say. But what I've found, again, but getting back to this, putting climate change away. I didn't mean to bring that up because I know it's a hot button topic. But Uranus. What I've done here lately is try to just be free of it. Even if I know I'm right, I don't have to prove I'm right. I can just let it go, and it is Uranus. It is really, really freeing. Even on things that I know is right. Like with this one person, I'm going to change the scenario, but it's pretty much the similar thing. Like, there's a lot going on, but she's very confrontational, has to be right, likes to fight, likes to argue, and she keeps trying to pull me into it. And even though I'm like, I'm going to change the name, like say, something that for a fact. Okay, like Barack Obama. I want to say it like this. Okay, so she's saying, yeah, I'm going to go hear Barry Obama speak. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, Barack Obama, our president, of the United States. Yeah, I've heard of him. No, it's Barry Obama. And then even later in the conversation, I say, well, have fun on your trip to go see Barack Obama speak. It's Barry. Correct me again, okay? And I could have, in another scenario, I just laughed it off. I just was laughing about it. Okay, have a nice day. But in another scenario, I could have broke out my phone and Googled it and said, look, it's Barack Obama, I told you so, But I was just like, what does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? If she wants to say that it's Barry Obama, does it really matter? Is it worth getting myself upset and getting into an argument or whatever over? Is it worth pulling out my phone and Googling it to prove that I am right? No, it's not. Okay, have fun with Barry Obama. Great day. Have a great day. And what it is, it's very freeing. I don't have to go there. I don't have to tangle with these people. And I realize that it's all, and this is my personal stuff, but I realize that, it is all a reflection in me. So what I'm looking at, me, is how have I been? Have I been confrontational in the past? Sure. In the past, sure, I have. I'll cop to that. And have I, had a need to be right? Yeah, I've done that. But that doesn't mean I still have to do that. You know, it doesn't mean I still have to cling to that or behave in that manner now. The old paradigm, and where being right is so important beyond even damaging our planet or going to war and people dying, but because I have to be right, we have to be right, we are number one. You know, let that all go. Let it go. Come on, Uranus, let it go. Shoot it over here to Libra and the cooperative energy of in Venus of Libra and everything, you know. And 29 Pisces. The other thing I was going to mention about that came to mind when I saw that 29 Pisces is totally the send-off for the Piscean age. You know, totally the send-off of the victim, the martyr, the lack of not enough. You know, moving into this new era. This is it. This is a turning point here, I feel. It really, really is, you know. And you don't have to be number one. There's enough for everybody, or there should be, you know. And releasing this need to be right, even if you do know you're right, even if you know full on well that the President of the United States' name is Barack Obama, you did not have to prove that point or argue that point. And it's so freeing, and it's so. I just felt so much better after that, the end of that conversation, by not doing that, by not pulling out my phone and Googling it, and see, I told you I was right, and not having to make somebody feel bad. So they think they're going to go see Barry Obama. Good, have fun seeing him. Have a good time. I'm happy for you. Be well and prosper. Does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Is it worth getting yourself worked up over? No. I say no, and I think a lot of people say no. And so it's a lot about releasing that. And that energy is going to even intensify the Aries energy. That's the negative side of Aries. And Pluto squaring it is agitating that. And Pluto wants to, in Capricorn here, we want to stay with the powers that be in the old ways, in the patriarchal, for sure. And, it's just not worth it. But it's going to be even more intensified because as that equinox hits, and the sun and moon are all going to be in there, and the sun will be in there. There's even going to be more Aries energy here coming through. So this is going to be prevalent, and I can just speak from my own experience by letting it go and not even, I really did. I just laughed about it. I felt so lighthearted. Where if I would have pulled out my phone and said, look, it's Barack Obama, I wouldn't have felt lighthearted and happy after the end of the conversation. I would have felt like, yeah, I knew it was Barack Obama, and I would still be charged up, or getting that vibe, and instead I was totally in a different vibe altogether, a very lighthearted, laughing at how crazy people can get about proving that they're right and stuff, and and I've done it myself. I admit that I have definitely done that, and I'm working on that. So because when things flare up like that, whatever it might be, it really does show stuff that you have to work on in your life. And I actually thought that I had come such a long way with that. I'm actually surprised that these kind of things are flaring up in my life, but I'll accept it. And say, well, maybe I do have more work to do on it. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. And that's a lot of what this can be about. Because Uranus totally is the individual. I keep wanting to go over here because before we leave this Pisces thing, we still have this big energy in Pisces. And I'm recording this, if you're watching this beforehand, this energy is still going to be prevalent for a good, a little while here. So this 29 Pisces, which is the point of this eclipse. And it's a new moon eclipse, so it's a new beginning. And the equinox comes, there's been a lot of that too, that dichotomy of ending and beginning. Even though it's a new moon, 29 Pisces is the last of the last, as we said earlier. Before I get off this Aries stuff too, South Node, so these people that you're confronting, or wherever this might be, you finding this agitation in your life, there's past life stuff. Probably with the individual, if it is that you're dealing with. But with Pluto and stuff, Capricorn, it could be bigger things, big companies. You could be fighting against big companies or governmental, whatever. There's past life karma for everybody. So this is bringing up your past life karma, bringing up your stuff. It's going to bring up your stuff. And look at it, deal with it, and move on is probably the best remedy. But this Pisces stuff, that's all deep. That's all intuitive. Chiron in Pisces, that is, that's the healing. That's the deep healing. I kind of lost my thought here because I looked over and how this is all opposing Lilith too. That could be that could be there. Well, okay, Lilith, the angry woman. Okay, Lilith, equality for all. But another thing about Lilith, I would feel, is, there's a integrity is the word I'm trying to get out. Handle it with integrity. Don't allow yourself to be demeaned. And by arguing with somebody over Barry Obama or Barack Obama, you're allowing yourself to be demeaned. You really are. Or whatever. I mean, I'm using that little example, but there's been a lot of stuff in my life and people I'm talking to, doing readings for, and I'm sure all of you are experiencing it. But that's part of taking the high road and not allowing yourself to be demeaned by lowering yourself. I'm feeling like it's all about really the truth here. Let's just be real. Let's just be true. Let's like the resorting to name calling or resorting to accusing and bringing up other stuff, throwing other stuff in there instead of facing that maybe you're wrong, or facing that maybe you've got work to do on yourself. Oh no, and blaming, projecting outward. What's really Aries is yourself here. It all is. I mean, in the grand illusion I brought up last time with the Neptune, it's all the grand illusion and all that. But I mean, I'm just trying to find a bright spot or find a way, instead of just saying, well, it's going to be hell, you're going to get in an argument. Just proclaiming that it's a mess and it's going to be. I think the more detached you are, the more lighter you are, the better and easier it can be. And beyond the Pluto-Uranus thing, the long-standing square is the another one is the Saturn-Neptune. It's 4 degrees out, but it's still in orb as well. Now there does seem to be some kind of, there's Lilith trine Pluto, so I like that. I like that energy. Because trine is always going to be, Pluto's going to be changed, but the trine is harmonious. And then don't we have a grand trine on fire, it seems like here. Something's going on. We got 13, 15. There's a lower degree one here somewhere. Oh, it's the node. It's the south node with Saturn and Pallas. Or that's Juno, excuse me, Juno. Well, that's somewhat of a high road. I mean, I don't know if I'd count the south node in the trine. I mean, but soon the sun is going to come up and hit that point after we hit the equinox. And the sun and the moon are going to go into the low degrees of Aries, and there will form a grand trine with the sun and moon, Saturn, and Juno. Well, Saturn is the man, and Juno is the queen of the gods. It's the man, the woman, and Aries the child. Interesting. So, man, woman, child, the family unit, but really what it more makes me think of is the stages in life, like the pages, knights, and kings in the tarot. How the Aries is the child, and then you grow into the adult stages of your life, or through karma and the south node, how we experience all of these things. We've been the parent, we've been the child, we've been the mother, we've been the father, we've been the wife, we've been the husband. And there is some kind of grand karmic clearing going on here with this stuff. I've said that before, and I'm really feeling it again, to speak of it again right now. So it's not only the things that you've done in this incarnation, you know, it's many incarnations. It's your soul's journey. It's a clearing of your soul's journey, and a fresh new day. And we don't, how are you going to handle it? Are we going to go back to the same old way? Well, it's a fresh new day every morning you wake up, right? And you make a choice every day, someone once told me. And they were very right on that, you know. You make a choice every day. Are you going to look on the bright side? Is the glass half empty? Is the glass half full? Well, there's turbulent times. It's intense. Intensity in 10 cities, baby. So this is it. Good luck. Try to take the high road. Try to drop things. Try to release the need to be right, you know, in confrontational things, and go in a new direction. Hey, before we go, I have a couple of new things to announce. Oh, this is the animal deck. I was going to do a quick span of this. Yeah, it's done. I'm just working on putting in the text now, and I got to do the back. I mean, it's coming out really soon. Here's one. I'm going to just read the text. Perched high above, you peer down on the world below. Zeroing in on your target, then act swiftly with a mighty force. You have the ability to soar to vast heights. So that's what the text is going to kind of be like. But what I wanted to talk about before we go, as you, many of you are into astrology, I'm sure if you're watching these videos, and of course if you go on my main page under the About section, I do have to mention all my stuff's here. You can get to everything. I haven't put the art thing up there, but that'll be in the bottom of the video, or maybe I'll get it up there in time. The Tapestry of Life mandalas. Many of you love these mandalas, and I know that they're rather pricey, but they are a ton of work, and that's the personalized mandala made from your chart. And I've been wanting to, for a very long time, come up with a way that I could make some kind of mandala that's affordable, sell prints. I was going to do the Dalai Lama's chart, or different spiritual masters' charts, and do their mandalas and sell them, but then I came up with another idea. And what I've done is I've opened up a shop on Fine Art America, and I'm going to be transferring a lot of my stuff here, prints here, and I'm doing a series called the Universal Mandalas, and this is the first one in the series, and this is called Forgotten Knowledge, and this would be for everybody. And they sell prints. I mean, they tack quite a bit on over here, but there's various things. But you can get a print as low as $22. And it's a high quality. I mean, they tack on because it's good quality. And Fine Art America is a very reputable print-on-demand company. And that'll save me time from running. Because honestly, when I was selling the prints and stuff, all I'm doing is running to either Kinko's or Staples. I'm getting a little bit of a better grade of paper. But this is going to be really fine, you know, quality paper and everything. So these will be available for everyone. This is a series called the Universal Mandalas. This one is Forgotten Knowledge. If you look at this thing, you can really tune in and get stuff out of it. I mean, it really does. There's something magical about it, and it really does tap into the collective unconscious for everybody. I'm doing a series of these, and I wouldn't be surprised if the series ends up as a deck at some point too. But this is Forgotten Knowledge. I want to get on this so much. I'm so inspired to work on this. This is my latest obsession, I guess you could say. But I gotta finish up the other one. This animal deck. I'm so coming down the home stretch. I just have very little finishing touches to do on that, and as soon as I get that out, I'm really focused on this, and I'm really loving doing this. And I think I've finally found a way to share this with a lot of people and get benefit out of it. And the cool thing about these is every time you look at them, you'll see something different depending on where you are in your life, or what's going on, or what you're needing to hear from spirit. It's a really cool tool for, you know, expansion, ascension, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's go one final look at this bad boy. So here it is. Good luck. I hope I could help you a little bit with my little input. Thank you all so much for donating. I've been getting more and more donations, and I want to just thank each and every one of you who donate. It really makes it worthwhile to continue on with these free readings all the time on YouTube. And thank you for buying my books and sharing and liking my videos and Google Plusing and commenting. And I want you all to remember that you're love and beauty incarnate. And I say that all the time. That's my little sign-off thing here. But really, that's kind of what this is all about. Be love and beauty incarnate. You know, you don't have to get into these entanglements, you know, just because other people are coming at you, and it can maybe confrontational. You know, you don't have to participate. It takes two to tango. And the old saying, I'm going to leave you with one last thing, it just came to my mind. The old saying, it was an old TV commercial, what if they had a war and nobody came? Okay, till next time.